this side. And she wasn't here, otherwise we couldn't take Pamela. I couldn't take Pamela.
Hello, everybody. I think we'll get started. I want to welcome everyone and thank you for coming to this Twin Lakes Area Chamber and Business Association Candidate Forum. My name's Darren Hillock. I am a member of the Board of Directors of the Chamber and co-publisher of WestCityEye.com. And I will be your moderator tonight. We will have the candidates address the audience, organized by race. Each candidate will have 5 minutes to address the topics of their choice. Due to the number of candidates that we ended up having this year and a lot of contested races and of local interest, we will not be having a question and answer session as a formal part of the program. As a courtesy to all, we ask that the audience hold any applause or other reaction until the completion of a candidate's comments. Please be courteous and allow the candidates their time without comments or interruptions of any kind. Candidates, there is not going to be time for rebuttals back and forth, so we ask that you stick to your qualifications and your ideas and not use your time to attack opponents or things that people might want to feel like they'd have to respond to directly. We hope that after tonight everybody will have a little more knowledge about the candidates you will have a chance to vote for in the spring election on April 5th. And now we'll get started with the candidates for Twin Lakes Village Trustee, which is our first race up. First speaker is Barbara Andres.
Am I speaking? First, I want to thank the Chamber for hosting this and giving us an opportunity to speak to all the residents. For the last 8 years, I have had the honor and the privilege to serve the village. Louder. Okay. Do I have to swallow this thing? Okay.
This is like the new PA system.
Yeah. Okay. I can yell. Ernie could attest to that. I can yell. So, prior to being elected to the Board of Trustees, I served on the Board of Appeals and the Board, the Board of Review. I'm seeking re-election for the Board of Trustees so that I can continue to serve and give back to the community that has been our home for over 50 years. Ernie and I moved to Twin Lakes when we married. Our children and grandchildren have been born here, born and raised. Our son now lives in Texas, and our daughter still lives right here in Twin Lakes with her husband, Mike Tika, and their boys, Jared and Jackson. This is our forever home. Twin Lakes is a safe and friendly community, and I want to continue to be a part of it to make it even better. Our village is protected by an excellent police force, a great fire department and rescue squad. We have an incredible public works department and wastewater treatment, that's a mouthful, wastewater treatment team that keep things working properly and in good working order and clean. The very efficient administrative staff in the new office building, they take care of everybody's business, everybody's village business. They help, and all of these people behind the scenes make us look really good. I am so excited that the Village Hall is finally open, and we had our first board meeting on Monday night, and the community center will be open for the election on April the 5th. And the wastewater treatment plant renovations are on schedule and on budget, which is wonderful. The village just signed an agreement with McHenry County to redo the Lakeshore Drive from Wilmot Road all the way to State Line Road in 2023. Over the past 8 years, there have been some interesting challenges and very exciting projects. You know, a mentor once told me, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. So I've learned how to listen carefully and explore all sides of an issue by asking questions, then working to find a solution that is fair and just for the people of the village. I don't believe in change just for the sake of change, nor do I believe in continuing to do things just the way they've always been done. Progress requires using what we've learned in the past, applying it to the future, applying it to the present rather, and then mixing it with common sense and good judgment to move it forward into the future. I am honest, trustworthy, and have a strong work ethic. I believe, as a board member, I believe that keeping our village in a strong financial position is key to maintaining our financial position, to maintaining and improving the infrastructure, to protect the health and the quality of our lakes. Our lakes are key to keeping the village vital and active and charming. It's vibrant and charming, and if we don't have our lakes, we don't have much. We need to foster a business-friendly environment. We need to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money, using the resources in efficient and prudent ways to keep our property taxes stable. I encourage you, the residents, to share your views, your ideas, and your concerns with the village board. This election is an opportunity to have your voice heard. A municipal election is where your vote has the most effect on the village that you live in. The Board of Trustees works for you. We are your neighbors. We are accessible, and we care deeply about this village. I have been humbled by your continuing support of my efforts in your behalf, and I appreciate your support when you vote April 5th. Thank you.
All right, our next candidate for village trustee is Lynn Garnand.
Or just Lynn, for sure.
Hi, my name's Lynn Garnand. I am a relatively new guy compared to Barb. We've been here 8 years. We live on Richmond Road, right off of, right off of, right over Lake Elizabeth. So most of you probably would not know me. So I'll give you a little bit of my background and then why I'm running for the board. I'm 68. It sucks to get old. In that 68 years, I've done a lot of interesting things. I've had basically 9 careers. Some of those directly apply to what I would do with the village. Those include, well, at age 16, I was the youngest licensed TV technician in the state of Indiana, and in the same year, I was the youngest Coast Guard charter captain in the state of Indiana on Lake Michigan. I am a very avid boater and fisherman. I still have a 30-foot salmon fishing boat on Lake Michigan, and I still serve with the Coast Guard. I've been a vessel examiner, a boating safety instructor, and today I serve as the air officer for Sector Lake Michigan West for the Coast Guard, reporting to the Admiral in Cleveland. Unfortunately, in some board meetings, I've been called out of those meetings when we had to move a helicopter or two every once in a while. I had some great mentors early on. At 9 years old, I met a guy named Bill Anders. He just happened to be the Apollo astronaut that saved the flight behind the moon. Lovely man. He and I co-invented a thing called ring laser inertial navigation the year I got into college, and that got me associated with the Air Force. I was given a conditional active duty commission in the Air Force in 1974, and I have retired 5 times from the Air Force. The last time was the 15th of December of 2019, and the rank was colonel. So I've done a lot of flying, done a lot of things in the airplane world, and a lot of things in the electronic space. Got out of college with a degree in chemistry and biology, worked in that space for a long time, was all over the world with a company called UOP, and then got to Motorola for about 15 years and was the chief architect at Motorola PCS. You learn a lot about budgets, and you learn a lot about how to look at budgets and how to spend money and how not to spend money when you work for the military and for places like Motorola. Today I run a small business called SafeSide LLC. It's an ammunition manufacturer. I'm also, by the way, a very avid shooter. I make very, very interesting custom ammunition for sport shooters and target shooters and hunters. I'm also an NRA training counselor and an instructor, so I do a lot in the firearms world with my own one-man small business, which is a great way to remind yourself of how you don't like to spend money. And that kind of gets us to the village. I've been at every committee of the whole meeting and every board meeting for the last 2 years. I've watched how the board operates. I will tell you, everybody on that board has their heart in the right place. I'm looking right at you, Barb. I have some skills that are not on the board right now, primarily in how to look at how to spend money or not to spend money. I do think there's stuff we have to do, which I'll get to at the very end here. I would like to make some improvements in how we make our decisions using some interesting things called a balance sheet and some predictive information about debt, expense, and revenue, which I don't see is currently in use, although we do have an excellent budget, and the budget arrangement is really good. I also, Barb talked about our police department. We have an excellent police department. We have 13 people in the police department. If somebody gets sick or somebody gets injured, somebody's not going to have time off. And the reason for that is the part-time staff has disappeared. The part-timers that we used to have, we had a pool of 6 part-timers in the police department. They're gone because of where the world is in the policing world today. So we just hired a new police officer. I think we need 1 more or 2 more to make that work, and to make sure we have a safety patrol this year on both lakes when we need it, which I'm not sure right now we're staffed to have. So things are a little critical in that space. Lastly, you're beeping at me. Lastly, if you've been to any of the board meetings, and I invite you to come, the more interesting board meetings are committee of the whole meetings. Please come. As Barb said, that's a place to be heard, and you hear what the thinking is. I'll be the guy up there that'll be asking, do we really need to spend this money? Thank you. Thank you.
I apologize in advance for anybody else whose name I mispronounced as much as I did Mr. Garnand. Next candidate that we have on our list is William Kaskin. He was not able to make it tonight, so we'll move to Ken Pearl.
Hello, everybody. Well, if you don't know who I am Ken Pearl. I'm running for the village trustee. As a longtime resident of Twin Lakes for 37 years, married to my wonderful wife, Susan Pearl, who is here today, we have raised our 2 children here. We have been blessed with 2 grandchildren, which also live here in our community. I feel I have the energy to do the job as serving as a village trustee if I were voted in. It's an opportunity for me to give back to my community. Donating countless hours and belonging to local clubs such as the West Osha Ducks Unlimited, the Moose Club, the Lions Club of Genoa City, Twin Lakes Snowmobile Club, Kenosha County Tavern League, Twin Lakes Board of Ethics, and Twin Lakes Planning Review Board. As a business owner, our family restaurant, Mad Dan's, for 27 years, I feel I bring good business management skills to serve the board as a trustee if I were elected. We need to be smart about development. Development is necessary to grow our tax base. A resilient tax base requires a healthy mix of residential, retail, and commercial business to be sustainable. I believe an Economic Development Commission will provide focus to keep us on track. Development also touches on the needs to include residents as stakeholders for new construction projects impacting their neighborhoods. Engaging residents early has to be embedded in the village plan development process. We need to provide more opportunities for public engagement. We have vast resources of talented people who can enhance the life in our community. Thank you.
All right, and our last candidate for village trustee is Bob Wagner.
Hello and good evening. Originally, I'll give you a quick history. I'm from Northwest Indiana. I am an Indiana licensed master clockmaker to date. My wife, her family has been up here since 1950. Mary Gordichuk on Hickory Lane. So we've been around a while. Me, I moved up in Kenosha, year 2000, yada, 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 enough of that. United States Air Force veteran, and I also do work for Herbert's Jewelers in Kenosha and advertise in Walworth County. Fair amount of work up here. I don't travel to Chicago too much no more, and it's time for me to do things like this. I've been a businessman for a long time, and in my world, what it's all about is the customers, aka the constituents, the people. And I don't see a whole lot of that like I should. I had an experience myself. I had a tree fall over and completely block Beach Lane. And then I get a trustee send out a bucket loader and push it off to the side and says, no, we're not going to take care of it, you take care of it. Really? Well, 80-year-old Ray Ward and I took care of it. You know, what do I pay taxes for in this town? These taxes are almost Illinois taxes, and that's some pretty heavy-hitting money. No, 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 no. It's not about that. It's about the people. I don't have a set agenda. My set agenda is taking care of the people in this town. That's what I'm really concerned about. You know, we got money for a $60,000 police boat, and I looked at that and went, okay, if it's a one-time purchase, fine. I would have liked to have seen maybe a used boat and not pay so much money for that boat. We did Rex the dog. Why we needed a police dog in this town is beyond me. This is a small town. As much as I love this small town, we don't need to act like Chicago around here. You know, I think we need to do things a little bit different and a little bit smarter. And I just think a different pair of eyes and a second look at things is needed. Not that that's right or that's wrong. I just think a second look. I think everybody up here is, you know, qualified, and I think the board has done a good job. I just think a new pair of eyes, you know, from a small business standpoint of view, is a good thing. You know, and maybe some good thought would come out of it. That's really about all I have to say, and I'm not going to bore everybody with all this other stuff. So thank you very much, and I hope I get your all's vote. Good night.